Hi, this is Jane Hatch, Bethesda Star, Targeted Shaman. Um, this is a great time. You're home, looking for maybe creative, spiritual activities. This is a wonderful time to connect with your spiritual guidance. Shamans, in particular, are connected to power animals. Power animals live on a different dimension, but very close to Earth. They live in a place called Lower World. And it's not the same as the Christian upper and lower, it's another dimension. And they come in a variety of sizes, shapes, colors, from mythological to traditional. Your power animal can be anything from your primary can be anything from a bear to a wolf, fox, to mythological, to mermaid, dragon. Um, Nothing is new under the sun. All of those beings really did exist and still do exist, except for on a different dimension. We just didn't make them up, and they didn't come out of thin air. They existed at one time or another on the earth, and they are still here, often to be our helpers and companions. You're born with a power animal. It's usually a baby animal, baby fox, baby whale, baby dolphin. And then as you progress through life, they change. And often they're there to compensate for what you don't have, what you might need in your life. And as you go through different changes and different aspects of your life, they can change again. I remember once when wolf changed to jaguar, and I was very upset about that at first because I'm very connected to dogs and wolves, and they feel like family. They feel like, in a sense, the only family I had was my tribal, dogs, and my spirit wolves were my family. And then they changed because what the guides wanted me to do in life changed. So, and if you're shaman and you tend to really pay attention to power animals, you accumulate more. And the more you do for the humanity, the more power you get, in the sense of more beings who are willing to help you and to join in on the healing. And if you're not paying as close attention to the spirit world, then you're not necessarily going to have as many, and you'll get less and less the more separated you become from your true self. If you become, indulge in a lot of alcohol or drugs or abusive jobs or abusive relationships, you're going against your instinct, which also means you're going against the wisdom of your spiritual guides and your power animals. So you will go through life with many, many, many different power animals, and they will come closer and go further away, depending upon what you're doing in your life and how much attention you're paying or not paying to your power animals. So this is a really good time to reconnect. We all have power animals, whether you believe in them or not. All from my work as doing a master's thesis on shamanism, I discovered that there are petroglyphic, archaeological, all kinds of evidence that shamans existed almost every place on the planet at one time or another in human history. I think our anthropological or petroglyph evidence goes back at least 100,000 years. So every human has shamanic roots. It's basically being fully human is to have shamanic capabilities. They were nullified in us during the Inquisition, and when all the shamanic people, the Aborigine in Australia, the Huna in Hawaii, the Celts in Britain, of course, the Native Americans, at one point or another, the politics or religious organizations repressed it, but we're all born with shamanic capabilities, and we have it in our lineage. So it's easily accessible to you if you just reawaken it. So there's three things you can do to start to reconnect with your power animal. First thing is clear your energy fields, and you can do that with sage. If you don't have access to sage, you can dry pine. There's certain flowers coming into bloom, this in the summer, St. John's wort, lemon balm. Most herbs have a pretty high vibration, and you can just dry them and burn them. It doesn't have to be sage. So clear your energy field. Smoke is also a signal to the spirit world that you're getting ready to connect with it. It's something they can see, they can smell, they have an understanding of fire and smoke. And then the second thing is set your intention. My intention is to connect with my power animal, and we do live on a free will planet, and they can't really get too close to you or interfere unless you call them in. So purposely calling them in, and that means sitting with a lighted candle. You've cleared your energy field. Say, I wish to connect with my loving and compassionate power animal. And then the third thing you can do is sit with a rattle, call with a rattle or drum. If you have a rattle or a drum at home, you can use like vitamins, anything that it's a repetitive motion, and it duplicates the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And it will put you in a beta state of mind, so that you're actually opening your mind to this other dimension, which is right there. And these days, the veils are thinner between the worlds. So you'll be able to do this slow, monotonous beat, and do that for about 5 minutes, and then close your eyes and ask for your power animal. Start to write it down, or keep a diary. You can do that every day. If you do get, generally they'll appear to you 4 times. You may see a lot of different images. You may see nothing at first. But if you see, an animal 4 different times, you may see it from different angles, the eye, an ear, a tail. And especially if you see it 4 times, that's probably your power animal. So cleanse yourself, even if you have no access to any herbs right now or anything, you can take a salt bath, or just energetically imagine with your hands the color orange, and then just wipe your whole energy field and throw it into the violet flame. Don't just throw it around your house. So this is a really powerful activity right now. It's not even, I don't even call it an activity, a spiritual practice for protection. This coronavirus has a spiritual element to it. And if you can prevent that from entering your energy field, you're going to actually, increase your chances of protection, because everything has a spiritual basis as well as a physical. So I'm going to keep this really short, but I am going to mention spirit guides as well. Spirit guides generally speaking, come from another dimension, and it's called upper world. They're often more human-like. They can be ascended masters, ancestors, the gods and goddesses of long ago, are spiritual mentors. Depending upon where you live in the world, it often dictates who your spiritual and religious leaders and ancestors are. In the Southwest, it was Lady Guadalupe. In the Christian or Catholic terminology, it's Mary, the mother of Jesus. So the divine feminine. In other cultures, she may have another name if you're South American, or from Russia, or this Bridget, and all over the world there's different names for the goddess. So they come from upper world, and there is a way to access them and go to them. I'm not teaching that right now. I can teach that at a certain point in the future. And you can do much of this similar, to keep it the similar technique that I told you about connecting with your power animals, except you do the same thing and say, I wish to connect with my loving and compassionate spirit guides. And it's really important to kind of add that loving and compassionate, because there's as many entities out there in the spirit world as there is in the physical. So you only want to attract the highest vibration. So you can cleanse yourself, drum or rattle, and set the intention. Intention is almost 99% of success. You intend to connect with your higher power, your spirit, your spiritual guides. And you sit and you drum, and then wait 5 minutes and see, acknowledge the feelings. You will feel it should be a joyful presence. It's not going to be a low vibration. It's not going to be confusion. It's not going to be fear. Loving and compassionate spirit guides will only bring you love and joy. If you feel anything else, then that's not one of your spirit guides. It's some kind of interference, and you just command with your mind for them to leave. Leave now. I command you to leave. So, cleanse yourself, either with that technique I told you of the orange light, or with sage, a salt bath. It's sort of respect. You're respecting the higher vibrations by clearing your own vibration. Sit with a lit candle and drum or rattle. Even use, a jar of vitamins. It's going to be a slow beat because it puts your mind into I think it's beta. It's either beta or theta, which allows in your access to other dimensions. You don't need any drugs. Everything is in your head that you need. And then sit quietly, and you can record in a little diary what you're seeing and feeling. And the more you do this practice, the more they're going to be around, because we're on a free will planet. You have to invite them in. And at first, it can actually be very intense because they've been often waiting a long time for you. So, and they don't get the flu. So you can happily engage with as many of your spirit guides as you like, as many times as you like. And remember, this is your birthright as a human to have this power. It's not, I'm a Christian, I believe in Christ. I believe in his power. I believe he was a shaman and more and much more. So it's your birthright to have this power. And this is a very minute step in connecting with the spirit world, but it could be a really powerful one. And you will feel, instead of shut down in your house or wherever you are, you'll feel expanded, because suddenly you'll understand that there's so many other dimensions out there and so many amazing frequencies that you have access to. It's just that somewhere along the line they were repressed, most likely. So many blessings, love.